Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Last episode, we
There's
saw
a category
that
of
Joe Rogan was taking down these deep fakes of himself. It was him. Oh, yeah, it was him promoting a scam fake supplement. And we said, let's get these two guys talking about something that they would never use. And we decided like mascara. So somebody actually did it. Cliff Diver King. Here is Jordan and Joe Rogan talking about their favorite cosmetic products.
Mascara that is very interesting. They work very well to increase lash length by about 100 to 200 millimeters.
Well, look, that L'Oreal Telescopic Life mascara is all over TikTok. If you go to Amazon and type in lash extender for men, you're going to find it right at the top. And that's because guys are figuring out that it literally is increasing length and making a difference up there.
It stimulates queen behavior if you know how to slay. Have you heard these statistics about Olivia?
No, I didn't. What about Olivia?
Well, turns out 95% of the H3 audience agrees that she slays. And if you take that 5%,
so angrily.
that's basically 100%.
Wow.
I know.
You know what? Why doesn't Olivia do a weekly makeup tutorial? She just keeps sitting on her dragon's hoard of slay.
Totes me goats. She needs to spread that riz to the rest of us.
Okay.
Wow.
That was insanely good. It's actually
Wow.
scary that this dude, that looks like very legit.
Those men have never held my attention for that long.
Right.
Yeah. They should consider going into the beauty world. They, have a lot
They
to say.
might. I would like to see them in lashes, frankly. Fakies.
I would as well.
I like that.
Oh, I can show you that.
Oh, Jordan and drag.
Yeah.
Love that.
Here.
Trans men in drag are destroying society.
Slay queen.
Any man who's put on fake lashes deserves to burn in hell for
Slay
eternity.
I want to meet him. I don't want Jordan Peterson. I want that Jordan Peterson.
What's the
Dressing
context
up
of
in
this?
lingerie before your mirror at
His
home,
daughter put
tucking
him
your
in
dick
makeup for
between
fun.
Your legs,
For funsies?
Yeah.
imagining you have a vagina
This
for sexual kick. Oh, there was nothing sexual about that.
With their
Yeah,
dick
right.
tucked
Bloody
between your legs,
absolute
bucko.
liars.
Absolute liars.
I like how Jordan is just at the whim of his daughter. She's like, hey, Daddy, will you eat just meat for 5 years for me?
No.
Yes, sweetie. Daddy, can we go to Russia and do you on experimental blood transfusions?
LOL.
Yes, sweetie. Dad, while you're doing experimental blood transfusion to fix your opioid or your Valium addiction, can I go run around Europe with Andrew Tate and as you are on your deathbed? Yes, sweetie.
Yes.
Yes, sweetie. Whatever
Yes.
you need, princess. The female dragon energy.
Vagina.
Oh, you should give me that clip of him saying that women, R word, needs to be looked at as property damage rather than.
Jordan is getting into it with Sam Cedar on Twitter about that, actually.
Right now?
I saw it right before we went live.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to read that. I love Sam Cedar. You know, he'd be a good guest. I wonder if we could. He's in New York, though, right?
Yeah, he's in New York.
I wonder if he ever makes it out here. That'd be a fun.
We could see if he does. I mean, he probably does every once in a while.
I'd like to promote him. I like his show, and I think
Yeah,
more
no,
people
he's
should
great.
watch it.
He's a king.
Yeah,
I think they're all trying to, like him and his crew are trying to bait Jordan into a debate.
that'll
be-
never happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, that
He's
doesn't
too much of
happen, but it'd be so good.
a giant wimp. Yeah, so there it is. We should actually maybe consider putting this and sell. Do we have a product that we can sell?
To scam people on
Yeah.
TikTok with a fake ad?
Yeah.
I don't think that we need a product to sell.
Oh,
We
wait,
just need an
yeah.
idea of a product.
Oh, wait, we need
We
an
don't
account.
actually have to ship anything. That's the beauty of the business model, dude. No
Yeah.
overhead.
The only obstacle in our way is that we just don't have a TikTok account right now.
We have 0 accounts.
Right. 0 accounts, lots of ideas.
Maybe it's better we post it from a random account. Hey, Rochelle in Canada, thank you so much. Thank you. For the gifted 45, boy.
Gifted.
Yeah, send me the original. I'm not looking for it with commentary. You know what I mean? Yeah, so Jordan Peterson was having this conversation, and he's like, I want to push back a little bit. You said that female empowerment had one benefit, just one, which was that sexual crimes committed against women were no longer looked at as property damage,
Here's something else that's
but they were looked at as a crime against a person. And I want to push back on that a little bit. He literally said that.
I think I just found it.
I want to push back. Dude, by the way, so he has this show on the Daily Wire, and he
Here's something
shoots
else
it
that's-
where they both look into the camera. And it's so unsettling.
All
to
of
me.
the that's a stylistic choice that they make on the Daily Wire because all of their shows are very like square.
interview
like,
shows? The
Yeah,
interview
I've seen clips of who's like the third rate guy. There's Ben and then there's Matt Walsh.
I know
that
who you're
piece of
talking
shit,
about. I
and
don't
then
know
whoever
his
the
name.
fuck that third guy
Yeah.
is. I've seen clips of him doing that.
It's very unsettling to me. 'Cause
Yeah.
it seems like I'm cosplaying as like Jordan Peterson, which I'm not.
Right.
Go ahead, play it.
pondering. You know, you talked about one of the advantages of the sexual revolution was the transformation of the idea that rape was a property crime, let's say, into a crime against the woman herself. And I would say, look, I have plenty of sympathy for that perspective. And I think it's fundamentally true. But I'm going to push back because, you know, this is all very complicated. You know,
It's very
it isn't obvious to
complicated.
me that
Are
that
women
offer-
property? It's a very complicated question, you see. Yes, sweetie. Dad, can I put you in drag and tuck your dick between your legs? Yes, sweetie, of course.
Should I keep going?
Oh, here I found the original, so I can.
talked about one of the advantages of the sexual revolution was it. You know, it isn't obvious to me that
This section, by the way, is labeled as the plight of the unsophisticated female.
What?
That's what it says.
Do
And
we have any
this-
unsophisticated females in here? Of course not. So we can't answer.
This one
Olivia can't
says,
speak on that.
is rape a property crime? Swear to God, that's the question. That's fucking wild, bro. I mean, you really even need to watch it. You just look at the labels. And then this one is, listen to your mother. Yeah. So, he's fucking insane. Ever since he joined the Daily Wire, he's gone so crazy.
But it's not obvious to me that that's sufficient. Like maybe a society where something that will bring the males on, in order for that to be if, you know, it isn't obvious
Sorry.
of the idea that
doing?
rape
I'm trying to find the
is
right
a
spot.
property
It was there.
crime, let's say, into a crime against the woman herself. And I would say, look, I have plenty of sympathy for that perspective. And I think it's fundamentally true. But I'm going to push back because, you know,
Don't
all
push
this is
back.
all very complicated. You know, it isn't obvious to me that that offers women enough defense. You know, and so the counter argument might be if
The thing is, if we consider them as property, and bear with me, men will be more likely to defend them like they were a Nintendo or a PlayStation 5. You know how hard it is to get one of those things still out of stock. Now, I can guarantee you if someone was molesting my PlayStation 5, I'd be there faster than lickety-split, bucko. But if my wife was getting assaulted, well, it's her problem, according to the sexual revolution.
untrammeled sexual access to a young woman is a crime. In order for that to be recognized as a crime properly, it has to be viewed as something that will bring the males on her side to her defense in principle.
They wouldn't defend her. I speak for myself when I say I could not defend a woman who was assaulted unless I owned her. There's no interest. I have no interest.
We were talking about it before the show, and I was like, I was genuinely trying to be charitable. You know, not that I sympathize or agree with his point of view at all, but just to wrap my head around what he's saying. And like, there's no interpretation of what he's saying other than women would be better off if they were property because
It's
then
better
men
for
would
them.
because men defend property.
It's better for them.
That's the point of view.
That's what these sick feminists don't understand.
It's so psychotic.
The sexual revolution turned women from a commodity into actual people, and they've never been sadder.
Wow.
Now, maybe not, right? Because you could say, well, maybe we could set up a society where merely, quote, transgressing the rights of a woman to say no is sufficient. But it's not obvious to me that that's sufficient.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's not sufficient. She says no. That's not enough to stop most men. Sure hasn't stopped me.
Jesus. That's not in Minecraft.
Like maybe sufficient means not only do you violate the integrity of the woman in a fundamental sense, but you enrage all of her male protectors.
Because right now, I wouldn't really be angry. I'll be honest. I tell my wife to get over it. Now, if I owned her and I knew that she had some kind of street value, some kind of resale secondary market, I'd be a lot more angry. You understand? Dude, Jordan, not everything needs to be questioned, bro.
He disagrees.
And then that's enough of a barrier because God only knows how much barrier we need.
Crossing a man is much more difficult, much more taboo.
And obviously, well, you just laid out a bunch of problems, especially now that the pill introduces. We should stress that.
See, I feel like he's talking to me. I didn't do that. I feel like you just laid out a bunch of problems, Ethan. What? I'm just watching.
The problem that women have in saying no once they're on the pill is that it's instantly personal. And that means the woman has to deliver a pretty hard blow. And that's especially problematic if she's
What the fuck? The pill. The problem with the pill is that she's got to break the bad news, the tough news to the man. She doesn't want to have sex. And, well, you know, men take what they want. Unless it's property, they obey the laws of property.
It's also like, why is he talking about this like this is
Yeah.
a hypothetical? This is literally what things were like prior
Not
to
that
like
long ago.
60 years ago.
Also, why are we grouping in being on birth control and revealing that you're on birth control before having sex when you're also talking about rape and what it means? Like, those are two different ideas.
So different. Like,
I'm assuming he's saying because they're on the evil pill, then men will be more incentivized to R-word them because there'll be no consequence.
yeah, okay.
I'm
That probably,
assuming
I kind of
because there's literally no other connection.
yeah, right.
The pill is evil.
I stopped
because-
listening. Yeah, no. Everything he said from the beginning, I stopped listening.
Dude, he really is so fucked up.
It's insane. Like again, it's like, Jordan, do you think there was more or less rape in the Middle Ages than there are now?
Oh, significantly less because they were property.
Yeah, it's like,
And you had
what
to
are
go
you
through
talking
the man.
about?
Well, I think
We
back
have
then-
the entire history of humanity as evidence for
What
your
is
theory, dude.
pillaging. What did they mean by rape and pillaging?
I know they use the same word, but
That was different. It was used differently than it meant to rape. Meant to rapeseed. They took their oil.
Rapeseed, right?
They took their canola oil.
Yeah, no, the etymology.
I don't even think back then they even like really had this concept of rape. Like it was just like your sex.
Or
thing.
insofar as
but
it
not
was,
even
like he
today.
said,
We
it was
don't-
property.
This is his ideology. He made all of this up. Like, I don't think this is real at all. It's not something to be a philosopher about. It's gross and it's horrible and end of story.
Now
Stop
I
talking
haven't.
about
Now
it.
people always ask me what to do about the Jewish question. Now I push back a little bit on this. Now I think, like, hypothetically, if every Jew was exterminated, I do wonder If we would live in a more prosperous society,
The fatal flaw of the
there would be a
of the
lot
devil's
more
advocate.
space. And
More
Jews-
living space.
Basic.
Dude, he's fucking crazy. And then if you go to his interview with, see, everyone's so cowardly. They interview him and they act like he's a normal guy, but he's not. He's so fucked up.
Yeah.
He did that podcast with that guy, who's that MIT guy that everyone thinks is so smart. He wears a suit.
Oh, Lex Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, this is the most important conversation.
I think that every comment section of every Lex Freeman video is just full of
But
people
he's
being
a
like,
coward.
wow, unbelievable.
If you're so smart, let's talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Fuck.
The thing is that he's so wibbly wobbly on what he anytime you see it whenever he gets some pushback, he always falls back on that. He's always hedging. Like even when he's talking right here, he like says all of this insane shit, and he's like, or maybe not. Like
No, it's just a thought experiment.
thought I don't know.
But what if we castrated every woman? Just remove the clitoris.
Yeah, just thinking out loud here.
It's just a thought experiment. Yeah, totally. You're right. And the people who love Jordan will give him all the grace in the world. He didn't mean that, bro.
Somewhat potentially interested in the guy, right? How do I say no without hurting his feelings, alienating him, making him into an enemy, looking like a prude? And I mean, when you're 16,
Everybody thought of
How-
the feelings of the rapist.
Right. Right. It's
Yo.
frustrating.
We need to stop dissing the rapist.
Like
So
what
true.
the fuck?
Have you? It's
Oh my
frustrating to
God.
hear no, and then you realize she's on birth control, and you think, well,
There's no downside.
I don't see the downside. She's no one's property. I'm not stealing anything.
you don't know the answer to any of those questions. Like you're not
Also,
sophisticated
why is he
enough
wearing
to.
AirPods?
The only thing I can think of is that someone's giving him show notes.
The devil.
It's his daughter. His daughter just puppeteers him like a meat puppet at this point.
But the man can't.
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Someone's got to be giving him producer notes.
Yeah,
the
I guess
fuck
it's
else
just
do we
an
want
IFB or whatever, but it looks terrible and
It makes
there's
no sense.
better ways to do it.
Yeah.
They have the money. They can afford real IFBs, so
Put in these iPods. They make me look cool and young. You don't need to wear those. We're not going to use them. Damn it. They make me look hip. Put them in.
And I saw this in my clinical practice all the time. You know, I had lots of women in my clinical practice who were abused serially. And, you know, they were generally stunningly unsophisticated in their conduct. And I'm not trying to blame the victim. I'm just
Whoa, dude. This is shocking. This is utterly insane.
low class. They were low class women coming in.
What? Holy fuck. Yeah, we've seen enough of that.
Enough of that.
Whoa. That actually was worse than I thought.
Yeah, he's psychotic.
I love this. There's a little self-report in there. He's like, I have a clinical practice, and women would come to me who were serial abused, and I would sit there and judge them for being idiots. I was there to help them, but I secretly despised them. They didn't get better, by the way. They made no progress.
Yeah, that's so stupid. It upsets me so much that he thinks just because these women who are going to him for help, that all of a sudden he knows what's best for them or that he can speak on behalf of women.
Yeah.
What a freak, dude.
Such an important conversation.
I want to push back on that a little bit.
Did this woman that he was talking to like push back on him at all?
I don't know. I couldn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Now, most people think you need to drink water to survive, and I I want to push back on that a little bit. You know, one time when I was 13, I went 2 whole days without a sip of water. And I wonder, how long could I go? Maybe I don't need water. Just a thought experiment. Well, that was depressing. You know?